Yo everyone, Trunks here, and I want you all to do me a quick favor and subscribe to Silverpone. You won't be sorry. Well, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I've got some training to go do. Yo, Goten!
What's up everyone, Silverpone here, and today we're going to talk about some more Xenoverse 3, but it's a little bit of a different topic today because we're going to be talking about integrating Dragon Ball the Breakers into a potential Xenoverse 3. Now, I do want to quickly say that before we begin with this video, watching my last video will help tremendously with this one. The entire concept of the open map idea really gives this concept validity because I don't know if it could exist any other way. So yeah, I highly suggest you go watch my last video, why Xenoverse 3 should be open map, before watching this one, and then come back to this one right after so you can get the full gist of everything that I'm going to be saying in this video. So yeah, so why should Xenoverse 3 be integrated into Dragon Ball the Breakers? Now, there's many different things for the why. The first thing is, these games are in the same respective universe. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and Dragon Ball the Breakers exist within the same universe of each other. You can go into the main HUD of Dragon Ball the Breakers, and it's like a little small area, but you can go to this little like landing pad, and you can look up and you can see Kanton City from Dragon Ball the Breakers. Now, I can't say the same thing for Xenoverse 2. If you go in Xenoverse 2, there is like little offshoot islands like in the background around Kanton City that could maybe be like the Breakers zone, but that's kind of a stretch because the game was made way before Breakers. But in Breakers, you can clearly see that they are tied together. Also, in the main loading screens of each game in Breakers and Xenoverse, you can launch the other game, which is pretty cool. Just going to show you further proof that they are linked together as within the same universe or whatever. So yeah, that's the first reason. Now, the second reason is a huge one because they already do this, but they could use the same character models that they already have for each game in each other's game, if that makes sense. I don't know if I worded that right, but say for instance, like in Breakers, right? If they take a Goku model, like let's say you get all the Dragon Balls in Breakers, right? You use your transfer, you transform into Goku. That character model is from Xenoverse 2. So instead of just porting the character over from Xenoverse 2 to Breakers, if Breakers was integrated into Xenoverse 3, they could just use the same character models and just save a lot of time on different things and like not have to worry about porting something over. It's just all within the same, not the same game, but within the same engine. Like everything just be able to, it'd just be a lot easier for everything to be transferred, if that makes sense. Same thing with the maps too. If you have different maps, like I said in the last video, like open map concept for Xenoverse 3, you could take the different maps and maybe integrate, Breakers into the map. I think that would work the best. So for instance, like, if we take the pod landing map, like I used in my last video as an example, if you take that and you make the map bigger and we're able to go to that little small town over there and maybe they add some different things to make it a little bit more segmented like Breakers, you could have survivors running around the map as well if you want to go into that mode. And maybe essentially maybe they could have their own maps for Breakers too. They don't have to use the same ones as Universe 3. It would make it also feel like a different game if they wanted to go that route. Because if they integrate the games right, maybe they still want to keep the game separate in its own validity in a way where it's still integrated but it feels like its own thing, right? So they could just kind of have their own maps if they wanted to do that. Like something like Kanton City would work great for Breakers. That's kind of what they already do anyways, right? So yeah. Now, the last reason is the best one overall for this, and it's just because if they were to integrate Dragon Ball the Breakers into Xenoverse 3, the problem that Breakers is facing right now would be almost eliminated, which is, a low player base. We can all imagine that if Xenoverse 3 were to release, this game is going to be a huge game in the Dragon Ball community, man. We're gonna have a lot of people playing Xenoverse 3. It's gonna be like Sparking Zero for sure. If it were to come out, a lot of people are gonna be on Xenoverse 3. A lot of people are gonna be talking about Xenoverse 3, yada yada yada. So I mean, you can already imagine the player base is gonna be massive on there. With that being said, man, if you have breakers integrated into it, some people that may not have played breakers before may give it a shot, because I mean, it's already right there. Might as well just give it a shot, you know? It's like in your face already. Also, people that were fans of it before get the games bundled together and they get the best of both worlds. I mean, I think it's just the best of both. So I mean, even if you don't like breakers, if they're integrated together, you still have it there either way. And people that don't like breakers per se too, they could still play the raider side of things too. That would make it a lot better as well. Like if you don't want to play as a survivor running around, getting power keys and whatnot, you could literally just play as the raider and just go in there and like murk people, you know? Like that'd be cool too. So yeah, I think that would just work great, man. There's a lot of whys. There's probably even more reasons why it should be a thing. And let me know down below what you guys think for the why. But now I want to get into the how. How should this work? How should Dragon Ball The Breakers be integrated into Xenoverse 3, right? Well, there's two different ways I see it in. And you might have a different outlook on this, but integrating the games together where essentially Dragon Ball The Breakers is inside of Xenoverse 3. So for instance, like you load into Xenoverse 3 and you know you're flying around, blah 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 blah. Maybe you can go talk to somebody or go somewhere to initiate, you know, the Breakers game mode or whatever, where you can just go into like a mode where it's the survivor versus raider. Or maybe they have even more variations of modes in that way. So it's like integrated into the main game of Xenoverse 3 in that way. Or you could look at it as in two separate games altogether, as in like, you know, you load up Xenoverse 3 and then you have the option to either go over to the breaker side or just continue to Xenoverse 3 side. And that could work great too. I mean, there's a lot of games that had that as well. I mean, like this is a crazy example, but I remember there was a Super Mario game on the Game Boy Advance. It was like I don't even remember the name of it, man. I was a kid. It was the game where it was Mario and Luigi, and they were like in the they were having to, it was like different levels. It was like 3 stories, and there was like a POW block in the middle, and then there was like an entirely different game. It was like Super Mario World. But either way, I'm going on a tangent. Those two games were separate games, but they were in one cartridge, if that made sense. So you would load Super Mario World, and then you could select the other game from the menu screen. So Xenoverse 3 could do the same thing. I mean, you load up Xenoverse 3, you have the option to go to Breakers or Xenoverse 3. That could work either. And then they could still have the option of, like, you know, including elements from each game into each other. So like, you know, having character models and maps from Xenoverse 3 and different things from Breakers could be into Xenoverse 3 as well. I mean, like, it was still, they could still have that connection, but just have it be in the same just game, so we don't have to worry about launching a separate game to start each other, you know? They're already in the same universe. They might as well be integrated, in my opinion. So yeah. This video was a little bit of a jumble, but I did want to get this video out. I had some thoughts on it, and I kind of wanted to formulate my opinions a little bit better and come at this video a little bit better, but hopefully you guys still enjoy the video and you understand what I'm saying. Man, I just wish I could have like fleshed this out a little bit better, but I'm crunched on time a lot, so I just wanted to give you guys something to listen to and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get better with my uploads, man. Let me know what you guys think down below about this idea. Do you think Dragon Ball The Breakers could work in a potential Xenoverse 3? Again, I'm not saying Xenoverse 3 is going to release. We just like to talk about Xenoverse 3 on this side and just speculate and just give our 2 cents about things. Some people may not like that. Some people may like it. You know, if it's not your cup of tea, it's whatever. But we're just having fun here at the end of the day. So yeah, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell if you want to. And I'm appreciative of all you guys for being here. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Peace.